morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Professor David J. De Los Reyes. I will try to sit here. My topic for this morning will be a long video format topic, and this is a topic on algebra. Some students got a hard up thing on the so-called simplification of fractions. For the meantime, we will just concentrate on the so-called simplification of fractional numbers. Okay? I will try to give example problems so we could understand the concept and how to simplify fractions. For the first one, I will be adding two fractions, and I will try to show you how we simplify it by using the so-called proper method. Okay, I will try to give you example number one. Example number one. I will just give you a simple fraction. I will be placing here 1/2 plus 1/3, and what will be the result will be. Okay. These are two fractional numbers, and the problem is just asking what will be the result. The usual way, it's if we try to bring out the solution of this one, we will write the fractions right, and if we try to simplify this one, we'll be taking the product of this. So 1 times 3 will be 3, plus we'll be taking the product of this. 2 times 1 will still be 2. That's the complete numerator. And the resulting common denominator will be the product of this. Okay, so 2 times 3 will be 6. And if we try to simplify this one, this will become 5/6. So the answer here is 5/6. Could you see it, guys? That's 5/6. Supposing we got another type of problem, we'll call this example number 2. Okay. That's example number 1, that will be example number 2. So for example number 1, if we are only adding two fractions, if we try to simplify the concept on how to compress this one, the resulting denominator will be the product of the crisscross thing, the sum of the product of the crisscross thing, right? 1 times 3 will be 3, 2 times 1 will be 2, That's the so-called crisscross thing. We crisscross this one, we multiply it, when we add it, and that will be the complete numerator. And the resulting denominator, common to both the first fraction and second fraction, it will be the product of 2 times 3. And that will be 6. So if the simplification of this, it will be 5, 6. Supposing the fractions are different, it will be 1/2 plus 1/3 plus 1/4. What will be the result? Could we still use the concept on example number 1? I think we can still do it. If we try to follow the concept of example number 1, the solution will be something like this. Okay? We'll take the first two fractions. 1/2 plus 1/3. Okay? Well, we'll consider first the two fractions. So the resulting numerator will be the sum of the crisscross product of these. 1 times 3 will be 3, 2 times 1 will be 2, and the resulting common denominator will be the product. It is 6. So actually, the compressed value of 1/2 plus 1/3 is actually 5, 6. Same as for solution number 1. But for example number 2, there is an additional fraction over here. It's 1/4. So what do we do? I'll try to focus my camera. We'll continue the solution here. Okay. 1/2 plus 1/3 is actually 5, 6. Right? Plus 1/4. Okay? So actually it seems we are already adding the 3 fractions because we now know the single equivalent of this to be 5, 6. So what will be the outcome now? That's the one being asked over here. So again, we could go back to the concept of example number 1. Since there are only 2 fractions now for the meantime, we could use the product of the crisscross thing all over the product. The crisscross value will be 5 times 4, that will be 20. Right? 6 times 1 will be 1, plus 6. Right? And the resulting common denominator will be the product of this, which is 24. And if we try to simplify this one, this will be 26 over 24. Okay, that will be the final answer now, but 26 is still divisible by 2. 24 is still divisible by 2. So we could reduce this one. 26 divided by 2 will be 13. Right? And 24 over 2 will be 12. So the final answer will be 13 over 12, meaning to say 1/2 plus 1/3 plus 1/4 is actually 13 over 12. So if you try to follow our concept, we try to consider first the 2 fractions. Okay, we try to simplify this one by using the concept of example number 1. We'll take the sum of the crisscross value of this one, and the resulting denominator will be the product of the individual denominators. So like what I said, I will try to repeat it. If we try to simplify this one, it will be the product of 1 times 3 will be 3 plus, this is plus, the product of 2 times 1 will be 2. That will be the resulting overall numerator. Okay, overall numerator. And the resulting denominator will be the product of the individual denominator 2 times 3, which is 6. And if we try to simplify, the equivalent of 1/2 plus 1/3 is actually 5/6. Then again, we could rewrite this one because 5/6 is actually the sum 1/2 plus 1/3. Okay, 1/2 plus 1/3. So we are now doing the final simplification of this one. So there are only 2 fractions now which are to be added. So the single equivalent numerator will be the product of this. 5 times 4 will be 20. This is plus, so it should be plus. And the product of 6 times 1 will be 6. And that will be the resulting overall numerator. Okay, and the single equivalent denominator will be the product of 6 times 4, which is 24. So that's the single equivalent denominator. So it seems we are doing a numerator over denominator. And applying our knowledge of the so-called fundamental operations, we are adding 2 positive numbers. So it will be the sum of the 2 numbers. Okay, they are both positive, so this is actually plus 26. Because a plus 20 plus 6 is actually plus 26. That's fundamental operation. And this is over 24. And since the resulting numbers are actually still divisible by 2, we could divide this by 2, and we could divide this by 2. So 26 over 2 will be 13, and 24 over 2 will be 12. Okay, and that will be our final answer. Okay, so that's the way how to simplify fractions. We will be starting with the concept on how to simplify 2 fractions. Okay, and if there are 3 fractions to be added, just take 2 fractions at a time. Just use the so-called, they call this one on YouTube the butterfly method. The product of this plus the product of this, and the resulting denominator will be the product of individual denominators. They call it butterfly method. I don't mind calling it butterfly method as long as I know how to perform or simplify the 2 fractions. So for 2 fractions, it will be the product of the crisscross thing. We add it. If this is plus, it should be plus on the simplification. But if this is minus, it should be minus. Right? So the resulting denominator will be the product of the individual denominators. If there are only 2 fractions, that's why I am emphasizing, if there are 3 fractions, take 2 fractions at a given time. Just use the so-called butterfly method or the crisscross method. And you could take the single equivalent of that one. And to add the single equivalent of this one, you just add up the 3rd fraction. And supposing there's a 4th fraction, it's the same. If we simplify the 3 fractions already, you just add up the next fraction to be added. And you just use the so-called crisscross method or butterfly method. Okay? So, for those of you who are taking up CET or SAT exams, the better way to understand the so-called simplification of fractions is start with the concept on how to simplify 2 fractions. And if there are 3 fractions, you just simplify the first 2, then you add up the 3rd, and so on. I think that's the simplest way on how to simplify fractions. Addition or subtraction. Because if this is minus, the sign here should be minus. Right? Okay, that's it, guys. I think that's the simplest way on how to simplify fractions. Addition of fractions, addition or subtraction of fractions, considering real numbers. Good morning from Los Angeles. This is Professor David J. Deverson.